Okay, so, goodness. I'm still going to do this video today for the lesson so that you can watch it instead of me giving the lesson to all the classes. Happen to wear my mask and everything. So, anyway, causation versus association. So, here's your foldable that you should have grabbed today. And right here is what it should look like once you get it all folded. Okay, so it says causation versus association. Causation. Causation indicates a relationship between two events where one event affects the other event. Correlation does not indicate causation. Association, on the other hand, association between two variables or events is the relationship between them. Either strong, weak, or none, it can be positive or negative, also known as correlation. It does not imply causation. So you need to know that association and correlation are the same thing. We're talking about the same thing. Those words are interchangeable with each other. I have a video I want you to watch. Yeah.
Like most people, I enjoy a tasty scoop of ice cream, especially Oreo blizzards. But what few people realize is how dangerous a treat ice cream has become. First, there's the issue of obesity. Second, there are higher crime rates. Third, there's the loss of life due to a rise in the number of drowning deaths. And finally, as more ice cream is sold, there's an increase in forest fires. Given these indisputable facts, I need you to support my vision of an ice cream-free world. While banning ice cream trucks from entering your neighborhood may sound far-fetched, when it comes to problem solving, a common issue is misunderstanding the difference between correlation and causation. This misunderstanding can influence our decisions, sometimes with serious consequences that ripple throughout a community. Correlation is when two things are related, but one does not cause the other. Usually this means the two are in some way related to a third factor, but not always. If you have a big enough pile of data, you can find plenty of relationships that are purely coincidental, like the strong relationship between the sale of margarine and divorce rates in the state of Maine. With the sale of ice cream, the third factor is weather. When it is hot outside, people buy more ice cream. They are more likely to go for a swim, and there is a general increase in people out and about enjoying the weather, helping improve conditions for crime to take place, as well as the dry conditions associated with forest fires. A note of caution: there is a growing trend in our digital world called data dredging. This is using analytics to sift through mountains of data, hoping to find useful relationships. Instead of a problem in search of a solution, dredging data is a solution looking to find a problem. All of what I've just discussed about correlations does not mean that finding a correlation is without value. In fact, correlations are a vital part of helping us move to the next step, the discovery of causation. Unlike correlation, causation is when you can claim that one thing causes another thing to happen. In order to make this claim, you need to be able to demonstrate an actual cause and effect relationship, preferably a strong relationship. An example most of us are familiar with is the pharmaceutical industry. In order to make the claim that a particular drug causes a certain effect, such as lowering your cholesterol or growing hair, the FDA requires companies support those claims, putting the drug through a 4-phase, 12-step process that takes approximately 12 years. This process uses control groups and clinical trials to test the drug, making sure that X causes Y and that the drug is safe. The acceptable error rate can go as high as 5% for some drugs, meaning that the clinical trials prove that there's a 95% chance the drug does what it claims. Drugs with serious health implications, such as those used to treat a heart condition, are held to an even stricter standard, requiring proof up to 99% effectiveness. Back to ice cream, what about ice cream and obesity? While it may seem like common sense that it does cause obesity, the fact is that we don't yet know the true strength of the relationship. If we look at the sale of ice cream, there's actually an inverse relationship with weight. People gain weight in the winter when sales are low and lose weight in the warm summer months when more ice cream is being consumed. This might suggest ice cream is the new diet food. Luckily, you now know to be cautious of drawing conclusions of causation from correlation. Instead, recent research on the subject has been looking at different types of sugars used in making a wide range of sweet foods. What scientists have discovered is that the hypothalamus, which is an area of the brain that regulates the human appetite, reacts differently when we consume foods with fructose instead of glucose. This has researchers speculating that eating high fructose foods, such as ice cream, may result in people not feeling full, so they continue to eat. This theory proves difficult, however, when we start considering apples and other natural fruits also contain fructose, not just ice cream and chocolate cake. As you can see, causation is quite a bit different than correlation. Finding correlations is easy, proving causation is hard. No wonder it takes 12 years just to prove that a pill causes hair to grow. The bottom line, on the news, in boardrooms and coffee shops, everywhere you go, you will hear claims that X causes Y. From politics to the weather, from the stock market to personal relationship, it is human nature to try and explain things, to create stories that make sense. Just keep in mind, as you hear a claim of what causes what, that correlation is not causation.
Okay, so that video was to help you understand the differences there. So now let's look at the inside of your foldable. So the example here says, well, okay, it says, a study revealed a positive correlation between the sales of ice cream and cooling bills. As the sales of ice cream increased, so did cooling bills. As the sales of ice cream decreased, cooling bills went down. Kayla says that means that sales of ice cream must cause the electric bill to increase. Do you agree? Why or why not? So think about that for a second. Do you think that the sale of ice cream causes your electric bill to increase? Okay. No, it does not cause one to increase. So I disagree because your cooling bill is affected by the outside temperature, not ice cream cells, right? Okay, so the next example. Determine the causation and the type of association, positive or negative. Explain your reasoning. Okay. As a person increases their caloric intake, this is calories, okay, their weight increases. So do you think that because a person increases their calories that they eat, okay, then their weight increases? So what type of association or correlation would this be? Well, if both of them increase, that would be a positive correlation. Okay. And does one thing cause the other? Does increasing the amount of calories that you eat cause weight to increase? yes, that probably is a pretty good indication that this would be causation. Okay. So there's a positive correlation because they both increase. Okay, and the first one does cause the second one. So it has to be the first one causing the second one for it to be causation. Can't think of it backwards and still be causation. So, okay, let's look at the B. As the sales of Christmas trees increase at StoreMart, employee sick day usage increases. Well, again, they're both increasing, so that would be a positive correlation. Okay. However, does Christmas tree sales cause employees to use their sick days? No. So this would not be causation. Okay, so this would just be correlation. Or, goodness. Or we say association. Goodness. Okay, association. Okay, last one here. Okay, as the temperature outside decreases, the sales of hot chocolate increases. So one is going down and one is going up. That would be a negative correlation. Okay, negative correlation. Okay, does the temperature outside going down cause hot chocolate sales to increase? What do you guys think? I would say yes. And this one would be a causation because normally when it gets colder outside, you want a hot drink, especially if you're not a coffee drinker like me. So yes, this one would be causation. Okay, let's look at one more example that you guys don't have. Okay, as the sales of hot chocolate increases, heating bills increase. Okay, well, let's see. Here we go. Both increase again. So this would be positive correlation. Okay, but does the sale of hot chocolate, does the sales of hot chocolate cause heating bills to increase? Okay, does hot chocolate sales cause heating bills to increase? Or are they just both associated with colder temperatures and winter weather? This would be association. Okay, one or the first one does not cause the second one, so it's association. So there you go. That's the lesson for today. Short and sweet. Okay. Now you have a boom activity that you need to get done. Okay. So go get your boom done. And we will be testing over this unit tomorrow.